Welcome to this explainer. If you've been feeling like your AI is really just this forgetful chatbot, well, you're definitely not alone. You spend 20 minutes getting it completely up to speed on your company's background, and boom, the minute you start a new chat, it has total amnesia. Today, we're going to fix that. We are mapping out exactly how to transform your AI from a disconnected tool into a deeply integrated partner known as an agentic OS. So here's our blueprint for today. We'll start by comparing a basic tool versus a true teammate. Then we'll look at tapping the live pulse, break down the OS toolkit architecture, and finally put it all through the co-founder test. Let's dive in. This is a crucial question you really need to ask yourself right out of the gate. Because an AI with zero contextual memory, it's literally holding your business back. Just think about the hidden costs for a second. The lost time, the endless repetitive grunt work, the super generic outputs. If you're starting from scratch every single time you prompt your system, you aren't collaborating. You're just assigning basic chores to an amnesiac. We've got to move away from this chatbot baseline. You know the one, siloed reactive systems that rely entirely on static information. Instead, we need to build an agentic OS. We're talking about a system that is truly integrated, highly proactive, and dynamically alive. It needs to know your business almost as well as you do. Okay, step one, tool versus true teammate, the core shift. Now, this kind of transformation doesn't just happen by accident, right? It requires a systemic architectural upgrade. Think of it as a four-step journey. We start by auditing your platforms, connecting them up via API, structuring the brain with the OS toolkit, and then validating the whole thing. Let's look a little closer at that first step. Step one of this blueprint requires us to actually audit our Tier 1 platforms. Why? Well, because you simply cannot build a co-founder if the AI can't see your core operations. It absolutely needs eyes on the lifeblood of your company. If your AI doesn't know what happened on a critical customer support call just 10 minutes ago, it obviously can't give you co-founder level advice. So we need to map out your essential business functions to the exact platforms where that data actually lives. As you perform this audit, I want you to remember this rule of three. You need to map your revenue systems, so billing and subscriptions, your customer systems, where your CRM and support pipelines live, and your communications, spanning both internal and client messaging. These three pillars form the absolute foundation of your business context. If your AI isn't deeply connected to those three things, it is flying entirely blind. Moving on to step two, tapping the live pulse and moving beyond dead data. Look, most people are still downloading a CSV file and manually uploading it to an AI window just to ask for some basic analysis. We have to stop doing this. That is what I call dead data. The absolute second you hit export, that information is outdated. The AI has literally no idea what happened 5 minutes ago, making it completely impossible for the system to be genuinely proactive. The cure to this dead data problem is prioritizing API data pipes. Think of these as a permanent, open nervous system for your business. They totally replace those static, manual uploads with a continuous, flowing stream of real-time insights pulled directly from your SaaS platforms right into the AI core. This is true API-driven context. Because this data is continuously flowing, the AI stops acting like a simple calculator and starts acting like a watchtower. Your business actually becomes a living organism to the AI. It can instantly spot a sudden churn risk, catch an unexpected revenue dip on a random Tuesday afternoon, or even flag a communication delay with a VIP client, all before it blows up into a crisis. Which brings us to step three, the OS toolkit architecture. Let's talk about building a structured system. Now, this is exactly where most founders hit a massive wall. They try to build custom integrations totally from scratch and end up with this unmanageable mess of spaghetti code that breaks every single time an API updates. Please, don't do that. The reliable alternative is executing with the OS toolkit. It's a structured, repeatable architecture that seamlessly integrates your infrastructure without all those constant headaches. This four-layer setup essentially acts as the operating system for your business intelligence. It replaces siloed reactivity with a fully integrated ecosystem. Let's break it down real quick. Layer 1, data ingestion, is the sensory input pulling in that real-time pulse. Layer 2 is the routing protocol, kind of like a traffic cop, directing info exactly where it needs to go. Layer 3 is context memory, the system's long-term brain. And Layer 4 is the LLM engine itself, generating the final, highly informed output. I want to focus on layer 3 for a second, context memory, because it is without a doubt the secret sauce of this entire architecture. This persistent storage layer is the actual cure to AI amnesia. By maintaining long-term awareness of your past decisions and historical data, the AI learns your complex business patterns over time, rather than just reacting to isolated prompts in a vacuum. When you wire this entire ecosystem together, that's when the magic really happens. Your real-time API pipes continuously feed your platforms into the OS toolkit. And because every single piece of data passes through that context memory, your LLM engine isn't just spitting out generic text anymore. It's generating highly nuanced, deep history insights uniquely tailored to your company's exact situation. All right, step 4, passing the co-founder test. This is the ultimate metric. Now it's time for the stranger versus partner diagnostic. I highly encourage you to run your current AI setup through this scorecard. Are you stuck with a helpful tool relying on static files that basically sounds like a total stranger? Or have you actually built an agentic OS, a true teammate powered by a real-time pulse and deep business history? To pass this test, your system needs to maximize its footprint across 4 specific dimensions. A standard chatbot baseline? It barely moves the needle on any of these axes. It just doesn't have the reach. But a true agentic OS covers the entire spectrum of business intelligence, truly pushing the boundaries of what an automated partner can do for your daily operations. So what are those 4 metrics? Well, first, it must possess deep historical knowledge of your company's past. Second, it needs real-time awareness of your live pulse, right down to the minute. Third, it has to have the proactivity to anticipate needs without constantly waiting to be prompted. And finally, the nuance to provide context-aware solutions to your unique problems. And hey, the absolute best part, you don't have to figure out this architecture all by yourself. If you're ready to stop talking to a machine and start collaborating with a partner, there's a completely free step-by-step course and a clonable GitHub repo available right now. It'll help you audit your specific systems and deploy this exact OS toolkit today. As you evaluate your own operations today, I want to leave you with this final thought. When you query your AI right now with your current setup, are you getting the brilliant, historically aware insights of a dedicated co-founder, or are you just getting the empty, generic guesses of a complete stranger? It's time to upgrade your teammate. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.